What the FBI found in Elvis Presley's private jet will leave you in shock. August 16, 1977. The world is stunned. Elvis Aaron Presley, the king of rock and roll, is gone at just 42. Graceland gates are lined with grieving fans, radios everywhere go silent mid-song, and newspapers struggle to fit the magnitude of loss into black ink headlines. But even as the mourning begins, a quieter story is taking shape. A story involving a gleaming Lockheed Jetstar, Elvis's beloved private jet, that would soon become the focus of a meticulous federal inspection. An investigation that revealed something no one expected. Not contraband, not scandal, something far more intimate. Tonight we board that aircraft together, retracing every velvet-lined corridor to uncover what the FBI really found and why it still matters. Before we explore the discovery, picture the jet as it was in its prime. Imagine a silver fuselage accented with crimson stripes catching the Memphis sun. Inside, plush red velvet seats, rich mahogany paneling, gold-plated seatbelt buckles that shimmered like stage lights. Elvis called it the Hound Dog 2 on some flight logs, though fans often nicknamed it simply the King's Jet. This wasn't just transportation. It was a roving sanctuary. When inspiration struck, Elvis could lift off at a moment's notice. Crew members recall receiving a late-night call. Pack for warm weather. We're heading to Hawaii for breakfast. Another time, a craving for Denver's famed peanut butter banana sandwiches sent them cruising across states for a midnight snack. Friends, the Memphis Mafia, family, Priscilla, young Lisa Marie, everyone who boarded remembers laughter echoing through the cabin, guitars coming out mid-flight, and Elvis humming new melodies over the drone of the engines. After Elvis passed, the once glamorous Jetstar sat quietly on a New Mexico tarmac, sun-bleached but still regal. Months became years. Legal questions about estate taxes and aviation records eventually brought federal authorities to the aircraft's door. The FBI wasn't hunting tabloid secrets. Routine audits required that every high-value item be cataloged. Still, agents wondered what might remain inside a plane that had carried the world's biggest rock star. Would they find hidden cash? Unreleased music? Evidence of something darker? Picture the scene, dawn breaking over the Roswell runway. A small team of agents approaches, clipboards in hand, their footsteps echoing on metal stairs. The cabin air is dry, scented faintly of aged leather and time. Every drawer is opened, every compartment unscrewed. They move slowly, almost reverently, as if the king himself might stroll down the aisle at any moment. What they discover stops them in their tracks, not because it's illegal, but because it's so achingly personal. Inside a slim cabinet, agents find flight logs chronicling spontaneous cross-country trips, Memphis to Palm Springs for a single night, Las Vegas for a surprise rehearsal. In a seat back pocket, handwritten notes, fragments of lyrics, quick sketches of stage outfits. Margins are filled with playful doodles, little guitars, hearts, and the occasional karate kick. A velvet pouch holds receipts for custom jewelry Elvis intended as gifts for friends and bandmates, designs never brought to life. Perhaps most touching are the family photographs tucked into a leather folder. Candid snapshots of Priscilla and a young Lisa Marie laughing mid-flight. Images never meant for public view, capturing the king not as a superstar but as a devoted father and gentle friend. For the agents, trained to catalog evidence dispassionately, the moment feels almost sacred. This isn't a crime scene. It's a time capsule of a life lived at full throttle. For years, the FBI's inspection remained just a line in an archive. But when the jet was eventually auctioned and the personal effects were displayed, the world finally caught a glimpse of what had been hidden. Fans who stepped aboard the restored aircraft described a hush falling the moment they entered. They traced fingers along worn armrests, imagining Elvis settling in with a grin after a triumphant Vegas show. Historians noted that these humble discoveries, lyrics scribbled on hotel stationery, a lipstick-smudged coffee cup, offered more insight into Elvis's heart than any platinum record. It wasn't the lack of scandal that stunned people. It was the realization that fame had never erased the man beneath the crown. Today, the Jetstar still stands in Roswell, New Mexico, its crimson and silver paint gently faded, but its aura undiminished. Visitors climb the narrow stairs and pause, almost expecting to hear a guitar strum or a burst of laughter from the cockpit. They find instead a quiet reverence, a connection to the man who loved music, family, and adventure. A man who could sell out arenas yet cherish a simple mid-flight joke with a friend. The FBI entered Elvis Presley's private jet looking for documentation and potential assets. What they discovered was something far more profound. Handwritten dreams, family warmth, and the echo of an artist forever chasing the next melody. The true shock wasn't scandal or mystery. It was the reminder that legends are human, capable of immense creativity, boundless love, and the ordinary desire to hold memories close. Elvis may have left the building, but aboard that crimson Jetstar, his spirit still takes flight, whispering to anyone who listens that the king lives on in every note, every smile, every mile of open sky. Hello again, dear friends. If you've stayed with me all the way through this journey aboard Elvis's private jet and the surprising discoveries of the FBI, I want to slow things down and speak directly to you. This is our after-show moment, a warm fireside chat where we can breathe, reflect, and celebrate the king of rock and roll together. Elvis Presley wasn't just a superstar. He was a loving son who wrote tender notes to his mother Gladys. He was a father who whispered bedtime stories to little Lisa Marie. He was a loyal friend who could fill a room with laughter and who quietly helped people when the cameras were nowhere near, while the world remembers the swiveling hips and roaring crowds. Those who knew him best talk about the quiet gestures, paying hospital bills for strangers who would never know his name, sending anonymous checks to families who'd lost everything in a fire, handing his last scarf from the stage to a child in the crowd just because he saw her smile. These small, hidden moments are proof that Elvis's greatest hits weren't only songs. They were acts of kindness, tiny miracles stitched into ordinary days. Think of the distances his music has traveled, from tiny kitchen radios in rural Mississippi to grand stages in Las Vegas, from scratchy black and white TV broadcasts to crystal-clear playlists on today's streaming apps. His voice still vibrates through generations. Artists across every genre, rock, country, pop, gospel, even hip-hop, still point to him as a guiding star. Each cover of Can't Help Falling in Love or Suspicious Minds isn't merely a tribute. It's a continuation of a sound that refuses to fade. Close your eyes for a moment and picture it. A teenager in Tokyo, a grandmother in Brazil, a road-tripping couple in Canada, all singing along to the same timeless chorus. That's the kind of unity only music and only someone like Elvis can spark. Maybe you first heard Elvis because your parents played his records on lazy Sunday mornings. Maybe you discovered him on a late-night YouTube dive. Or maybe you simply felt drawn to the mystery of a man who could be both larger than life and heartbreakingly vulnerable. Every fan carries a story. A first slow dance to Love Me Tender, a car ride where jailhouse rock turned the highway into a dance floor, a quiet evening where peace in the valley brought comfort after a hard day. These stories knit us together into a global family, a community of people united by the way one voice can ignite joy, nostalgia, and hope all at once. Elvis showed us that music is meant to be shared and that kindness is a legacy stronger than fame. So tonight, after this video ends, consider a small, beautiful act. Play your favorite Elvis song loud. Fill your home with that unmistakable rhythm. Share a memory with someone younger who might not yet know the magic of the king. Maybe even dance a little, the way he did, with no care for who's watching. That's how we keep his spirit alive, by making sure the rhythm never stops and by letting love, not just melody, guide us. Before we close, I need to say thank you, not just for watching, but for carrying the love of music forward. Your time, your attention, and your heart keep these stories meaningful. In a world racing faster every day, Taking a moment to remember someone who gave us so much is a quiet act of devotion. You could be anywhere right now, yet you chose to share these moments with me and with the memory of Elvis. That choice matters. It keeps alive a bond that can't be measured in ticket sales or record charts. As we drift toward the end of this bonus time together, imagine Elvis in one of his favorite quiet spaces. The piano room at Graceland late at night, lights low, only the soft hum of a lamp and the gentle press of keys. That's the spirit I hope stays with you. The calm after the storm, the music after the noise. So, from me to you, thank you for being here, for listening, for keeping the King's memory vibrant. May his songs continue to soundtrack your happiest moments and bring comfort when life feels heavy. Until we meet again in the next story, keep that Elvis spirit close. And as the man himself would sign off after a night of music and magic, thank you very much.